Thanks for joining me as I start in Alaska and head through the western United States, Central America, South America, and maybe, if everything goes right, Argentina. Hey everybody, thanks for watching my video. I am in Mazunte, and this video starts with me in Tula de Allende at the first bit of pyramids that I see. Then I go through a few other cities and all the way down to the Oaxacan coast where I am now. And I've been pretty good about my writing, but the videos, it's hard to do. The microphone on my helmet isn't working, so I can't do like writing commentary, but I am able to record like this. Today I'm using my phone, and but a lot of times they're doing construction next door, and right now I'm on a busy street, but I'm going to try to get you caught up, and I hope you enjoy the ride. So one of my goals in this video series is to talk about why I traveled, and there's several things. One was my father had passed away a little over a year ago, and I started to realize, wow, I'm not getting any younger. If I want to do a big trip, I better do it now. And then after divorce and job went away, sold my house, I thought I got to go do this now. And another purpose for this trip was I kind of wanted to restore my faith in humanity. I feel like I can be way judgmental against people. And I've noticed that when I do that, I am a miserable person. I am not a happy camper when I'm judging people. And traveling has allowed me to be more open-minded. I don't know who's going to benefit me in the day. I don't know where I'm going to end up that day. Even today, I was planning on going over to the next town. And then as I was packing up my bike, the guy said, "Oh, do you want an air conditioned room?" And I was like, I'll do anything for air conditioning. So I ended up staying put. So it's really, I don't have a plan per se. I'm still waiting on some friends from that are on motorcycles that we're going to travel the borders together. But I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll explain how I actually have had some of my faith restored in humanity. Thanks. So I started the day in Tula, and it was really foggy for a while, and I was a little bit, new places, a little bit weirded out, but it got fine. And then I met Brian, and now we're gonna have breakfast and then go see the pyramids. Over breakfast, I learned that Brian had been living in Chicago for a couple years and then got detained by ICE for 4 months. He was in Kentucky in a prison, and his wife was in Missouri, and they had no way to contact each other. So he's had a rough go of it lately. But he was nice enough to show me the pyramids, and it's a huge place. The structures, which took decades and decades and decades and decades to build, you might be working on the lower base of this and pass away before it's even up to the middle of the second tier. But there's 4 miles of pyramids, and it is impressive. I woke up the next morning at this pretty cool hotel, and I heard this strange noise, so I opened up the windows, and there were hot air balloons filling the sky. Little did I know, about a week and a half later, my nephew was going to be in one of those very same balloons flying over the pyramids. So that lucky fella got to have this view. Pretty awesome. I wish Brian good luck. He's having some marital troubles, and the little guy headed back to Michoacan. The next leg of my trip was to go from the pyramids down to Cholula, which is a really great town. It had a similar feel to San Miguel de Allende, but less gringos. I did try some of these guys. Woo! Here's me eating one. I learned that it's okay to eat these things. They are crickets. And they're not bad. They're like little popcorn, but this one's spicy. And then I went and got a gelato and a chai tea. And afterwards, the woman handed me this little pill. It's a capsule, like a pill. And I put it in my mouth, and she's like, "No, señor." And turns out it's a fortune. And it says, todo puede ser un nuevo comienzo. Everything can be like a new beginning. Cool. So I met this woman, Angelica, hugging a tree that she meditates under every day, as I was viewing this church, which is built on top of a pyramid, and that pyramid has a bigger footprint than the pyramids of Giza. But Angelica was so kind. She took me around town, showed me many of the 37 churches that are in that area, and we found this one just completely full of flowers celebrating the Immaculate Conception. Just beautiful, and it smelled amazing in there. But I thought to myself, in America, if I ran into somebody at a gas station, would I take 2 days of my life and show them around town? Not bloody likely. So Angelica was the first person to, well, she wasn't even the first, but she was another person that helped me just go, man, people are so friendly. And I found this true over and over again in Mexico. After Angelica showed me the cathedral and some other churches in Puebla proper, on the cab ride back I noticed that the volcano was erupting. So I got to see something that I'd never seen before. It's a 17,000 foot mountain. It's called Popocatépetl, and it is a sight to see. But thank you, Angelica, for being a good sport and showing me around town. In the northern part of Oaxaca, I found this little gem called Agua Piedra, which is a resort, and I was the only guest there. So I camped the first night, and the next night I had a room to myself by the pool, and it is gorgeous. It's just surrounded by these massive Montezuma trees, and there's a little creek and all these little waterfalls. What a beautiful place. And it's about 45 minutes north of the city of Oaxaca. Oaxaca has so much great architecture to look at, art galleries, and then I was in one museum and I met a woman named Hele, who's actually from Germany, but she kind of looks like she's from Mexico. So we started off speaking Spanish and then ended up spending a couple days together touring the pyramids and enjoying some of the local food. But a pleasure meeting Hele from Germany. Maybe the sweetest person I've met on my trip so far was a little woman, Rachel, that I'm standing next to. When I left the hostel, which was $11 a night, and I had the whole room to myself, she put her hand over her heart and said she would miss me. And when I was leaving, we'd already said goodbye a couple times, and she was still waiting on the curve to wave goodbye to me. I thought that was such a sweet gesture. Several other motorcyclists told me I would really enjoy the road between Ciudad Oaxaca and Puerto Escondido, and it was beautiful, but they had had earthquakes which caused these mudslides and avalanches, so the road had a bunch of mud and dirt on top of it. Luckily, I was there after they had cleared a path, but could have been much worse. So I've descended down this mountain range into the cool little town of Puerto Escondido. So a fun activity I find myself doing after motorcycling all day is I want to ride more motorcycles. So I rented this little scooter. It was $11 for 2 hours. And I noticed here as I was going down the main drag that I was going the wrong way. And that police officer was luckily looking at his phone, so he didn't notice. But yeah, a little zippy scooter is a great way to see the place without having to worry about my gear and using a huge bike to travel on these narrow streets. Big fun. I've been very fortunate to stumble into Mexicans celebrating holidays, and they're not doing it for the tourists, they're just doing it for themselves. I was the only tourist there, but they had these beautiful costumes that everybody was dressed in, and they were just celebrating the coming of Christmas. One evening, I was craving some seafood since I was on the coast and getting a little sick of top ramen. This place had a VW that they turned into a grill, and they cooked me huachinango, which is red snapper with a garlic sauce. Woo, it's tasty. The next morning, Eduardo and his wife bought me breakfast. I just stopped to talk to them about motorbikes, and then they ended up paying for my breakfast. And he wouldn't let me pay, and just super kind. The next place I stayed was Hotel Xeno, Xeno. It's actually pronounced Chino. And it's a fancy resort, but they actually have a youth hostel. So you pay youth hostel prices, but you have the amenities of 2 swimming pools, nearby snorkeling, and I saw whales from the pool area in the first 5 minutes of being there. Just beautiful. For a change of scenery, I went to Zipolite and did some bodyboarding and kayak surfing. And it is a nude beach, so you've been warned. I don't have as many pictures from that place. So yeah, before this trip, everybody warned me about how dangerous Mexico is. And that has not been what I've found. Over and over again, I find people that have been very kind, generous, and especially with their time. So nothing but nice people. And that's not to say that there aren't dangerous places. There's dangerous places in America too. But really enjoying my time here. I like that I've been more curious rather than judgmental of people. And that has made for a better trip. So join me. The next stop, I believe, will be San Cristobal de las Casas. And it's up at 7,000 feet. And I'm really looking forward to getting out of the humidity here on the coast. So join me for the ride.